Some neighbors think they're royalty, ruling your life with a clipboard and a smirk. My peace got torched when one decided my boat didn't belong on my own dock, slapping me with a $500 fine like it was her divine right. That wasn't just a ticket, it was a declaration of war. I bought my lakeside cabin for freedom, not to bow to some HOA dictator who acts like she owns the water itself. This wasn't a spat. It was a showdown that flipped our quiet community upside down. Ever had an HOA pull something so absurd you question reality? Drop your wildest neighbor story in the comments. This one's a doozy. I'm Lucas Hayes, a 34-year-old environmental engineer who restores old farmland for a living. In June 2024, I sunk my savings into a cabin on Silver Lake, tucked in Willow Creek, Montana. It's a 1980s relic, peeling wood paneling, avocado green carpet, but the real gem is the 35-foot dock stretching into glassy water. That dock was my escape from endless soil tests and permit battles. Mornings with coffee, watching herons skim the lake. Evenings fishing from my beat-up inflatable boat. It was my slice of heaven. Until the HOA queen decided I didn't deserve it. Her name was Eleanor Vance, president of the Willow Creek Preserve HOA, and she rolled up one crisp morning like she owned my soul. I was on my deck, sipping coffee, when I spotted a yellow notice flapping on my door. Not a coupon, but a violation from the HOA. Unauthorized dock usage, $500 fine. They claimed my dock was theirs, signed with Eleanor's loopy scrawl. I double-checked my deed, clear as day. The dock was mine, built in 1979. Laughing at the absurdity, I was still holding the notice when I heard heels clacking on my dock. Eleanor, in a suit sharper than a lawyer's brief, clutched a binder labeled Community Excellence Standards. "Remove that boat," she snapped. "This dock's HOA property." I held up my deed. "It's been mine since 2020, per county records." Her eyes flickered surprise, then steel. "We've maintained it for years, repainted, replanked. You can't claim our asset." I grinned. "Thanks for the free upkeep, then." Her glare could have sunk my boat. "You'll hear from us," she hissed, storming off, her perfume trailing like a threat. That night, I called my friend Mia Carter, a reporter who sniffed out HOA scams. "Lucas, Eleanor's been running that place like a fiefdom for 4 years," she said. "You're not the first she's targeted. Your dock's yours, fight her." I sent a letter to the HOA, refusing the fine, citing my deed, thinking logic would win. Big mistake. 3 days later, I woke to my boat bobbing 300 yards out in the lake, like a lost buoy. Paddling out in my kayak, freezing water splashing, I found the mooring lines sliced clean. Sabotage. Worse, a 7-inch tear in the hull could have swamped me if I'd been out fishing. Fury burned as I towed it back. At the repair shop, shelling out $250, I hatched a plan. I bought a waterproof GPS tracker, hiding it in my boat's storage. If Eleanor struck again, I'd have proof. 2 nights later, at 1 a.m., my phone pinged. Boat was moving. The tracker's map showed it gliding to the HOA's prized community pond across the lake. At dawn, I found it tied to a stump, unharmed but clearly a message: obey or else. The GPS logged every move, timestamps, coordinates, a 20-minute stop by the pond. I sent the data to Mia, who crowed, "This is vandalism, trespassing, maybe theft." "We've got her." We drafted another letter, attaching the GPS proof, demanding the HOA stop harassing me. My neighbor, Henry Walsh, a retired electrician who'd lived lakeside for 15 years, stopped by with a beer and a bombshell. "Eleanor ran off the Carter family last year," he said. "Fined them $10,000 for a wrong fence color. They sold cheap to get out. She thinks you'll fold, too." Sitting on my deck, stars reflecting on the lake, I saw Eleanor wasn't just petty, she was a predator, picking off anyone who didn't bow. I wasn't folding. Then Mia dropped a game changer. "That community pond Eleanor worships? It's not HOA owned. It's for sale." Eleanor's pond was her shrine, 2 acres of manicured perfection with fountains, koi, and plaques like Serenity Garden. She'd host HOA meetings there, pose for marketing photos, micromanage every blade of grass. My job taught me how to turn land into something useful, and I knew the pond's zoning allowed livestock. An idea sparked. Buy it, fill it with cows, and ruin her precious symbol. I called Henry. "Lend me $60,000. I'm buying her pond and making it a cattle wallow." He roared with laughter. Best plan ever. Money's yours. I filed the purchase at the county office, owning the pond by noon. Off public records for 72 hours, enough time to strike. I moved fast, calling excavators to gut Eleanor's decorations, relocating koi to a sanctuary, uprooting grasses. By Thursday, the pond was a muddy pit, 60 yards wide, 6 feet deep, with new drainage for cattle. My buddy Nate Sullivan, a rancher, delivered 15 Angus cows, perfect for mud wallowing. We built sturdy fences, a shelter, and gates, all legal and zoned for agriculture. Neighbors gawked, some laughed. Others fumed as cows splashed in Eleanor's former paradise. That afternoon, Eleanor's SUV screeched up. In a pristine suit, clutching her binder, she stared at the cows, face twisting. "What have you done to my pond?" she shrieked, the stench hitting her. I leaned on the fence. "It's my pond now. Bought it Tuesday. Meet my new tenants." I flashed the deed. Her jaw dropped as she read it, realizing the HOA sold it behind her back during a meeting she'd skipped for a manicure. "This is vandalism," she yelled. "Call the sheriff," I said. "Ask about penalties for cutting my boat lines." Got GPS proof. Her eyes widened. She knew she was caught. Word spread like wildfire. Neighbors clustered, some cheering, others horrified. Mia's news crew arrived, filming the HOA rebel story. I told them, "This is about property rights, not revenge." Eleanor's protest, 6 neighbors with signs like "Save Our Community" flopped amid cow moos and mud. The story went viral, cars from Idaho snapping cow selfies. Eleanor's soundbite, "Legal doesn't mean right," made national news, painting her as a tyrant. Then Mia uncovered the real dirt. $25,000 in HOA funds siphoned to Eleanor's account, spa trips, dinners, a leadership retreat with her boyfriend. Fake legal fees to a shell company sealed it. We planned to expose her at the next HOA meeting. Tuesday's meeting was packed, 50 residents in a room for 25. Eleanor swept in, suit flawless, binder gleaming, but her confidence wobbled. "I'll address financial rumors," she started, voice shrill. I stood, holding bank statements. "Can you explain $15,000 to a law firm that never worked for us? Or $10,000 in spa bills?" The room exploded. Henry confirmed board probes into her accounts. Neighbors shouted about the secret pond sale. "Lies," Eleanor screeched, but the numbers didn't budge. Mia stood, announcing, "I've got proof you funneled funds through a fake company." Eleanor's binder hit the floor. A no-confidence vote passed 45-5, stripping her presidency. Cheers erupted as she fled, defeated. The HOA hired auditors, confirming $25,000 embezzled over 2 years. Eleanor faced fraud and embezzlement charges, copping a plea. 6 months jail, $30,000 restitution, 5 years probation. The new board, led by Henry, slashed dues, dropped fines, and embraced the cows. Kids visited to learn about farming. My pond became a local draw. National outlets called me a property rights hero. A conservation group offered to expand my operation for wetland restoration, noting my cows boosted biodiversity. The Willow Creek wetland site opened, a haven for birds and frogs. Eleanor's boyfriend, Greg, apologized, stunned by her secret accounts. At Henry's wedding by the wetland, vows echoed where Eleanor's reign collapsed. My cows, once rebels, were now eco-stars. Sitting on my deck, lake golden under dusk, I texted Mia, finishing her HOA corruption book. "Regrets?" she asked. "None." Turning Eleanor's pond into a thriving wetland, exposing her crimes, healing a community, it felt right. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a cow in mud, changing everything. Was my cow stunt brilliant or spiteful? Should HOAs control aesthetics? Or is that a power grab? Did Eleanor deserve her fall, or was she trapped by her own ambition? Comment, like if you're Team Cow, and subscribe for more epic takedowns.